Hello, dream lovers or dreamers. By now, I hope you are dreamers. Um, yes, I was telling you in the previous video. Should I start from here or from here? What do you think? No, I will start from here. I was telling you about testing dreams and realizing they're not dreams. First of all, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yes, many of our dreams, many of our wishes will not be fulfilled because eventually we lose interest, which is normal, absolutely normal. Giving up on a dream, if it is not 100% dream, it is absolutely normal. Not only it is normal, it is healthy. Mm? Giving up is absolutely healthy. Don't listen to motivational people who want to sell you motivations. Listen to grandma. Grandma tells you giving up is absolutely beautiful. Why? Because your heart, your peace is much more important than any achievement, any dream, any job, any project. And very importantly, any relationship. So many people live trapped in unpleasant relationships, be it familial or friendships or romantic, just because they invested so much so far and they think that, oh, am I going to throw away everything now? Yes, dear. Yes, throw away everything. Everything. Back to the dreams. I will give you an example. So when I was young and I was dreaming a lot, one of my dreams was to play the piano. Now, don't take me wrong. I love music. I love music. I love music. And I always wanted to play an instrument. And piano was one of my favorite sounds. So I wanted to play the piano. Now, if you remember, if you have watched other videos, you know by now that I grew up in a very, very, very in a very poor family. Very, 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 very poor family. We're talking about uh, situations where there was scarcity of food in that level. So me learning the piano or me having access to a piano, that was especially where I grew up in a very tiny village in a rural area at the end of the world. Yeah, no, this was not an option. So growing up, I always had it in my head as a bitter um, reality that, my parents were responsible for me not becoming a pianist because I could definitely be a majestic pianist, but they didn't make sure that I will have what other children of my age had. This until I became 30, 32, 32. So when I became 32, my situation was such that I could finally buy a piano. And I did. I bought a piano. The first thing I did, I sat and I started trying to learn the music. How to read music. And watching YouTube videos about easy lessons to play the piano. Let me tell you something, the piano did not agree with me. But also, I caught myself unwilling to dedicate time. And that's how I knew that that's not my dream. It was not the fact that I was not good at playing the piano. It was the fact that I was unwilling to invest time in becoming good. Why do I say that? Some people are naturally okay. Let's clarify, and that goes with in crafting as well. So before COVID, I used to teach crochet to people, and I can say for sure that there were some students who could, from the first half an hour, the first 30 minutes, they were very comfortable with the hook. They knew how to use it. no problem whatsoever. And there were other students that after 2 hours, because the lessons were lasting for 2 hours, after 2 hours of lesson, they had no idea what to do with their fingers and the hooks and the yarn at all. That's the first difference between someone who is talented and someone who is not. So talented means simply that your brain can easily adopt the new skill. If you can easily adopt the new skill, then you are talented. You are a natural inclination. If your brain cannot, then you're not talented. And here comes the question. So this was my case with music, okay, with the piano. My brain did not cooperate with me on that. When it comes to people that we are not talented in something, do we give up? We can give up, or we can cover the lack of talent with discipline and skill. What do I mean by that? In the example of crochet, I had students that they would come again and again and again in the same, the lecture was the same lecture, the same course, the exact same stitches I was teaching. They will come again and again and they will try again and again until eventually after 9 hours, they would be able to work with the hook. So either you're talented in something or you dedicate time and training and repetition to develop the skills. With me and the piano, I realized that I preferred watching a movie or I preferred, doing anything other than actually playing the piano. And that's when I knew it was not the lack of skills. Lack of skills means nothing. Okay? It was the lack of willingness to dedicate time in this activity. My soul did not crave. My heart did not crave for it. When it is your dream, when your soul craves it, oh, I really like that. Look how beautiful it is. I will put a pearl here in the middle. What do you think? Here, huh? I will put a nice pearl. It will be very beautiful. So, back to the topic. When your soul wants it, when your heart wants it, the hours that you put to master the skills required, they are sweet. I don't mean they're easy. They are not easy. Nothing is easy in life. It's not easy, but it's sweet. I remember when I was studying, when I was doing my PhD, I was working full time in one job, and I was working part time in another job. And of course, I had to do all the daily things a person does: cook, clean, sleep, spend time with family, spend time with my pets, etc. I remember that whenever I had spare time, I will sit to do the research. And I would sit, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning, in the weekends, and then I will look at the clock, and it will be 3 o'clock in the evening. And I had no idea where these hours went. I had not moved my eyes from my books. I had not gone to the loo. I had forgotten to eat. Then usually I had headaches. But I was happy. It was difficult. It was painful. Literally, it was painful because tiredness and headaches, these are painful. But I was happy to sacrifice. I was happy to give this in return of me achieving my PhD. With piano, that was not the case. Within the first 5 minutes, I will start thinking how I need to put the clothes to wash, and how I rather get a nap. So these subtle thoughts were my soul telling me, you know what? That's not your dream. That's not for you. You don't have to do everything. So at some point I was like, okay, I'm giving up. And I did give up. It took years. I mean, it took approximately 10 years to throw away the piano. because I always had this idea that I don't give up totally. Maybe someday I will come back, and then one day I realized that, well, you know what, you will never go back, and that's okay. Now, am I happy? Or no, let's put it that way. Am I unhappy? Have I failed myself? Have I failed my childhood dream? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, I have fulfilled the dream. The dream was I want to play the piano. And then I came to tell my younger self that, you know what, something, you like listening to the music, but that doesn't mean that you have to play, and that eventually you don't want to play. So in a way, I have fulfilled my dream by proving to myself that it's no longer a dream. And the important thing here is, if you take one thing from this story, is many people ask me, oh, how do I know? Or how do I communicate with my soul? How do I hear my soul? How do I hear my instinct? How do I learn to hear my instinct? That's how you learn to hear your instinct. You remember what I told you in the story? When I was sitting to study the piano, my brain was giving me different instructions. That moment was the moment that my soul was telling me that's not for you. How could I know? Because for other achievements, for other dreams, I never had this distraction. So learn to listen to your heart, learn to listen to your soul, and learn to differentiate, to test your dreams to make sure they are dreams. And if they are, yes. I mean, if they are dreams, you don't need me to tell you that they are dreams. You will know it, you will feel it, you will breathe it. The important thing is to be gentle to yourselves, to prioritize your well-being and your happiness. Everything else will or not happen, but there is always a reason. For whatever happens, there is a reason, and also for whatever does not happen, there is also a reason. Anyway, that's all for dreams. I don't think I have anything else to say about dreams. Yeah, so I think for the time being, I will make a pause on this topic, but I will continue with this project. I will show you further developments of this project. Until the next time, follow your dreams and stay happy.